Catch 'em in the pasture, run 'em in the pen, work 'em on the Sundays, do it all again. Race 'em in the sand, buck 'em in the mud, drip a cowboy's sweat, bleed a cowboy's blood.
All right. What is going on? Once again, you're back. You're back, or I'm back. Somebody's back over here to the Pepper Stewart podcast, Pepper Stewart show, whatever you want to call it, whatever it's called nowadays, since it's all over the place. You know, just sitting back, kicking back, throwing back to the old days and enjoying doing what you do. So with that, a good show lined up for you guys. Good show lined up. We got some great interviews that we had. And that's another thing. The interview segments that we're doing now, we're not doing them like we were before on the TV show. We're doing them on the road, in the truck. So, So what do you want to call it? I know there's all these other, different in the car with so and so, in the car with this or car with that. We got to come up with a clever name. So somebody out there can come up with a clever name for that. Like truck. Is it Truck and Chat? Is it Truck of You? I don't know how you want to do that. I have no idea. But I do know this. We got some good stuff lined up for you out there, wherever you are in the globe, as we're still global. Still global. So here we go. Got who's over there flipping switches today?
It's Dale.
All right, Dale. Well, keep up. Keep it up, man. Do us a good job, man.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Interviews, marketing. Everybody out there is on the internet. If you're on the internet, you're on social media. Whether you realize it or not, you are marketing. Whether you're in a business, whether you're personal, whatever it is, you're marketing. Whether you're marketing yourself or you're marketing something. A lot of people struggle with that. A lot of people have questions and they're not sure how to go about things, what works, what doesn't work. The best thing to do is to track somebody down that knows about that. And that's what I did. I found an expert in the field of marketing and such, and also kind of, not really, I won't say specializes in the Western world or the rural world or the equine world, but it's kind of got a good niche carved out there, and that's a great thing. That's Jamie Samples, and we're going to talk to her shortly about what she's all about, and it's really good stuff. Cattle news. What's going on with the cattle traceability? I don't know how many times we've talked about this over the years. Nobody ever can decide how they want to do it or what they want to do, how they want to trace it, and all that mess. So it's everybody's coming up with this or that, the other. And I don't know. I just, whatever it is, I follow, whatever they ask me to do, I do it, and just to do whatever, if it's going to add $5, $10, a couple dollars ahead to my cattle, then, I'm going to do it as long as it's cost effective. So we'll mention that here shortly. NFR is going to be here before you know it. Las Vegas time once again. Going to kind of run through the events, kind of who we like, who we don't, stuff like that. We got some tunes. I may throw a tune out for you from Steve Griggs. He's got a great record out there, and a couple of good tunes. If y'all watched him on the show when he came in studio with us and sat out and we talked for a while, and he played some songs, and a couple of those songs I really like. So I'm gonna throw one in your ear holes. PBR is over for the year, kind of, sort of, in between, maybe not, but we've got a fan of the PBR, Marcus Lee, big-time PBR fan. He hits as many events as he can. He was in Vegas at the World Finals, so I talked to him a little bit about PBR, just kind of get his background, just kind of get a fan perspective from the PBR, and that's what I did. So got that for you lined up. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be I don't know. It's gonna be. I don't know why you're waving your hands over there. I guess because I was before we kicked this mule, I was talking about the deer hunters, because every year the deer hunters get mad. Deer hunters get upset at me and they get really angry. And I try to tell them, look, guys, I'm just messing with you. All right, don't take it serious. Don't get all bent out of shape. I know that's the new thing now. Everybody to get offended and upset about the dumbest things.
This is not something we need to talk about.
But it is, man. All right. Let me just give you a synopsis here of what happens. The deer hunters, of course, I don't go deer hunting. I don't go deer hunting, and it's not because I don't like to eat deer meat or I don't like hunting. It's I don't like getting up at 3:00 in the morning and go sit in the cold. That's what I don't like. So anyway, this is why they get so upset, because when they'll bring their pictures and be like, hey, look at this picture of this deer I got. And I just ask them, oh, so how far from the feeder was he? A foot, 2 foot? And they're like, wait, no, what are we talking about? Because the today's hunting, and I say hunting with quotes because you go out there and set up a feeder and you feed these deer. Most of these timers have timers on, they go off. So you drop corn or whatever you're feeding the deer feed, whatever you're feeding them, drops off certain time every day, whatever. The deer come up, they eat, they go home. They've been doing this for months. So they know what time it is to eat. And so then you go out there and take your deer stand and you go put it, however far you feel comfortable taking the shot at the feeder without hitting the feeder, and you set your stand up. Well, he comes to go eat like he does every day, and then bam, you shot one, you got him, you're a champion hunter. Well, no, you just got him when he went to eat. And what really upsets them the most, I think, is when I compare their hunting to my hunting cattle. And you're like, what? What are you talking about? Yeah, that's what I do. I do the same thing. I feed my cows the same time in a schedule, and then when I get ready to eat one, bam, I got one. So I'm also a champion hunter. So anyway, I'm just pulling your guys' leg. Don't get so mad. You should see the emails that I get from guys that are I bet their faces are red as they type the email. And I'm just messing with you. So relax. All right. But no, hunting's good. With deer hunting, you got to do it because of population. There's such thing as population control, and we're building more houses. And we're covering up more of the earth that we really need, covering it up. So we got to keep the deer and other animals from overpopulating. And another thing they need to worry about overpopulating is the horses too. But don't get me started on that. What I will get you started on is I tell you what, let's go to some marketing and talk marketing with Jamie Samples. Here's a little bit of the conversation that I had with her, and then when come back, we'll talk about cow stuff.
What is going on today, Jamie?
Hi, Pepper. How are you? Nothing much. Just looking forward to chatting with you today.
Well, that's what we got. Now, we understand that you know a little bit about marketing. Is that correct?
I do. I've been at it for about 13 years, and I have honestly loved every minute of it. It's been wonderful.
And a lot of your marketing is horse industry, equine-based marketing?
Yes, sir. That's where I started out, and probably about 80% of my clients are in the horse industry. So from one end of the other, no specific niche within the horse industry, but I have grown up around horses, so it was just a natural progression for me to work with horse people.
Okay, and you run a company called Yellow Barn Media. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, sir. As I mentioned, it was founded about 13 years ago, and a lot of people ask me, is there any significance in the yellow barn? And I said, no, it's just a color that I love, and the name flowed. So there's nothing secretive behind the name of the company. But I just had such a passion for marketing and the horse industry because so many people in the horse industry are on their horses, training, traveling, and running their business and working their craft, and they don't have time for the marketing. So I figured it was a really good fit because I do understand the industry for me to offer my services to the equine industry almost exclusively.
Okay, and is that kind of where your equestrian professionals come in?
It does. I found that for me also there are a few like mom groups that I'm a part of that talk about marketing, but I looked at the horse industry and I said, there's not a lot of communities within Facebook, for example, that are really just roped around the equestrian industry and marketing. So I just started the Equestrian Professional Facebook group, and it's a free group, and it's just a place for me to be able to share some of my knowledge, to share some free stuff from time to time through video and blogging and things like that, but really just empower the small business that maybe doesn't have a huge marketing budget to still learn and grow, and most importantly, connect with other people in the industry that maybe are going through the same challenges, are at the same kind of growth phase, or they just need like a cheerleader to cheer them on and give them a few helpful hints to boost their business.
Okay, and as far as boosting their business, what are some of the marketing options that you offer?
Some of the marketing things that Yellow Barn Media offers as a whole, because I've grown my team over 13 years, we started off doing social media marketing, so that's, obviously Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, any LinkedIn, all the social media platforms, we can help you with those. We offer things as simple as like consulting. If you say I want to do it myself, but I need some guidance, we offer all the way through complete content creation and management for you. A lot of my clients opt for that because they say, Jamie, you know the industry, you know my product or my service. I don't have time, or maybe I don't know how, and I just want you to do it for me. So most of the services we provide are done for you services, but as I mentioned, we do consulting as well. I absolutely love, and one of the things I personally invest at is email marketing. And email marketing is incredibly powerful. People have a lot of thoughts on that, but it's incredibly powerful. It is not dead. And if you do it right, it can be really amazing. So that's something where I can help you build a list, communicate, and nurture the list. And then I also have people on my team that do Facebook ads, search engine optimization, web development, almost anything marketing that you can think of, graphic design, magazine ads. So I'm a full-scale marketing agency, but myself, I personally work on the projects that involve anything social media related and email marketing.
Okay. All right. And then you also do some public speaking at different events. So if somebody's interested in having you speak on something, how would they go about that?
They can, well, first of all, if they don't know me, if this is maybe the first time they've heard, through this conversation about me, they can, of course, go to my website and learn some more about me. But I'm always open to a phone conversation. But if you just go to my website, yellowbarnmedia.com, you can go ahead and just fill out my contact me form, and I'll get in touch with you so we can have a detailed conversation and see if it's a good fit. And the other thing I'll mention, too, is there are a lot of companies that are medium to large companies that have an in-house marketing team, but maybe they want to get outside perspective or a team training for an hour or two. I really love, and I absolutely love serving, but I love creating what a team or a company needs, even if it's a little bit custom. So if it's not something that's listed on the website, it doesn't mean we don't do it. It just means we haven't done it yet.
Okay. Well, and I get that. If the company's got their own marketing team and they've been doing the same thing over and over and over, and sometimes it takes an outside set of eyes to look in there and go, hey, maybe you ought to try this or maybe try that, and just kind of, freshen up the look maybe.
Well, and I experience that almost every day. I have people that I speak with all the time, just other people in not even just the horse industry, but in the marketing industry. And it's funny because I was just talking with one of my colleagues about that this morning, about perspective. When you run your own business, you're so focused on how you started it, what your target is, and you're really in it. And when you have someone, even just a quick conversation, doesn't matter who it is or where it is, about your company or your brand, from outside, you might have something that might spark an amazing idea. And so it's like, you know, I always tell people, if you're not sure, I'm one of those people, I'm not going to charge you for every 5 minutes of a phone call with me. I really enjoy finding out, like, if there's a connection. I don't like to pressure people. If it's a really good fit, then I'm, of course, happy to help. Or if there's a service or product I don't offer, but I feel like I know someone that I could connect them with. I also love connecting people. So I have been called the great connector from time to time. And so if I can't help you where, you know, with what you need, I really want to help get you to where you are, even if, you know, I don't receive any accolade, if you will.
Right, okay. And the best place for people to get in contact with you or to look you up or find you, is that going to be your website?
Yeah, I always tell people to start at my website, yellowbarnmedia.com. But, of course, any of the social medias I am on, on Twitter, I'm Joyful Jamie because I started my Twitter account when I was just a marketing baby. But all the other social medias, I'm on Yellow Barn Media. So you can start with my website. It's got all the information there.
Okay, well, that will work, and that's what we'll do. And I appreciate the time visiting with me about marketing, and we'll see if we can't send some traffic your way.
Sounds great. Well, I really am honored that you had me on, and I appreciate it, and I will help any way that I can for your audience.
All right, that's great. That's great information, and we do appreciate Jamie taking time out of her busy day to visit with us and tell us about marketing, because, like we say, everybody's marketing, whether you realize it or not. So, the NFR National Finals Rodeo Las Vegas kicks off December the 6th. There's a lot of stuff going on. If you've never been to Vegas for the rodeo, go up there and watch it. Because Vegas, the NFR in Vegas, the rodeo's there, but it's more of outside the rodeo because there's so much other stuff going on. There's a lot of things happening up there. You have bull sales, you have horse sales, you have other events going on outside, you have marketplace, you have networking. There's a lot of other things going on other than just the rodeo. So you spend a lot of time up there. You can walk around and fill your days, all 10 days, having something to do, and even catch some Vegas shows. Apparently they have those there too. Check them out. With the NFR going on, we'd put it out there for you guys to see who you like. See what your picks are, what you think about how it's going to go in Vegas. Not necessarily who you think is going to win the world, getting in the numbers game, becoming a mathematician to figure all that out. We're just talking about that event. I don't know how. There's two different ways to say it. Lori Lee says is it the average or the aggregate? Depends on who you're talking to how you tell it. She had a poll out there with Bronc Ride Nation not too long ago asking that particular question. So that's kind of what we're doing. And I scanned through. I've been looking through and seeing, who all's going to be there, and it's going to be a great show. It's going to be great. And the bareback riding, I'm looking for the Texas man, Richmond champion. Man, I'm ready to see him put on a show. That's what I want to see. I want to see Richie do it. He done it at the American, and just all around good guy. He's fun to talk to. He just enjoys what he's doing. He's just having a good time rodeoing, and that's what you like to see. So I'd like to see Richmond have a good finals. Steer wrestling, Ty Erickson. He's had a good year going. Want to see. That was my pick for the big man's event right there, steer wrestling. But when you go to the tie down roping, because you got to be PC when you say it, tie down roping. When you go to the tie down roping, oh man, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be really tough that year of talent. But I'm looking for Tyson Durfee to do it. I'm looking for Tyson Durfee to do his thing, man. I think it's due again. So I want to see Tyson do it. Those of you that watched the show for a long time heard Tyson in our intro introducing the show. So of course I'm going with Tyson Durfee in the tie down roping. Now I know Tuff and Trevor are both there in the tie down, so they're gonna make you they're gonna make you earn it. They're gonna make you earn what you get. So I want to see Tyson have a good finals. But team roping. I'd like to see Tyler Wade, Texas guy right down the road. I'd like to see him and Cole make a good showing. But I don't know, Caleb and Junior, Caleb Driggers, Junior Nagata, they're gonna be tough. They're gonna be tough. So I want to see some fast times, and I want to see old Junior lay back on that horse. See what happens. See what happens. I don't know. I just wonder, laying back like that, make sure you let go of that rope first, 'cause we don't want to see a thumb come off.
I'd rather not.
Yeah, me too. I'd rather not also. Oh man, but let's go saddle bronc. Zeke Thurston. He won one. Can he do it again? Zeke, I'm hoping Zeke has a good year. Or a good finals. Why did I say a good year? He's had a good year. That's why he's at the finals. But I'd like to see Zeke have a good showing there at the NFR. And then when it's time to turn and burn, you can't not pick Lisa Lockhart. Why would you not? Come on. So let's see what Lisa has got up her sleeve this year. Let's see some fast times. And when you get to the bull riding, the bull riding, they say everybody's favorite. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to do a poll about that too. Bull riding. Sage Kimsey is racking. He's been racking them up. He's trying to. His goal is to beat Don Gay's record in world titles, and he's getting there. He's working on it. Golly, hard to bet against that guy. Hard to bet against that. He works hard at it. Goes about it the right way, and it shows, and that just goes to show that if you put the work in and you do it the right way, that you get the results. And that's what he's been doing. But I'd like to see Jeff Askey have a good NFR. I'd like to see him get a good NFR. He's been there before. He's going back. I'd like to see him, cover 5 bulls, 6 bulls, something like that. Just have a good showing. He was there before. Didn't work out his way. He didn't go last year. Going back this year, and I just, he's had a good year this year, bull riding, and I don't know. He's headed back, so let's see what Jeff's thoughts are on returning to the NFR.
Yeah, we talked about NFR, and part of our NFR preview show that we've got going on for you guys today, and with that, we've got the man with the plan, the bull riding sensation himself, Mr. Jeff Askey, on the line with us. Jeff, how's it going?
Oh, it's good. How about you?
Oh, same old. Another rodeo, another check. I think that goes on your end anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, you've had a good year this year. You've had a great year. You won some big rodeos, Reno, Pikes Peak, a couple of big ones there, going down the road and launching you back to the NFR again.
That's right. Excited to be going back.
How's that feel to go back? You've been there before. You know what it's all about. You're going back again. Does that change your preparation at all, or give you a different mindset going in now that you know what to expect?
The preparation is pretty much the same. I just kind of treat it like another day. Last year I didn't get to go. I got injured. I was in the top 15 in the early part of the summer and broke my arm, so fell down in the standings. Didn't get to go last year, so haven't been since 2016, and I'm just excited to be going back.
And it's good to get back there. You had a good showing back in 2016. I think you had a 9. Did you have a 90 or 91 point ride?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you've been there. You know what it's all about. Is there any bull? Have you looked over the roster yet of what bulls are going?
I haven't even looked at the bull list. The top 20 cowboys in the rough stock events get to do conference calls and have input on which what stock goes and what stock doesn't, but I'm one of them guys that doesn't pay any attention to the bulls. I never know what a bull's name or brand is or what they do. I just show up, find mine, get on them. I don't really ask questions, and I don't really remember them the next week. So.
And that's kind of how you got to do it. It's the bulls. Most bulls aren't going to have the same trip every time. So
right.
If you've got a reaction to their action, then you'll get along fine.
That's right. There's some guys. To me, it's to each their own. There's guys that study them, watch videos, look up stats, and they ride. There's guys like that ride really good, and there's guys like me that don't pay any attention that ride good, and you just got to find what works for you, I guess.
And it's been working out for you, back to NFR again. Now, do you set, I know some guys will go in and say, I'm going that far, I've been there, I covered X amount of bulls. When I go this year, I'm planning on, I'm setting a goal, I want to, cover X amount this year, I want to do this, do that. Do you have any goals set, or are you just going to go and see what happens?
I mean, everybody's goal is to stay on every bull, which, historically it's not happened very many times. But
right.
Your goal is to just take every bull one at a time, If you're, too caught up on the numbers, that's just something else you're worried about. To me, just every time you nod your head, be given 100%, and each bull is separate than the next one and the one before.
Yeah, and like you say, I was talking to a guy yesterday that said up there, and he's like, well, if I get 5 bulls covered, then yes. And I'm like, well, if you're worried about covering this, and this, I think the mental game is gonna get you. So, like you say, just go in there, each bull, jump for jump, and go at it, and in 10 days, see where you end up.
That's right. Lay it all on the line every time, and it don't matter if that means 6 or 9 of them. If you laid it all on the line, that's all you could do.
That's it. And there's a lot of guys. Of course, it's NFR, so you got the best of the best head up there. You got a lot of top guys, but it's not the guys you're competing with; it's the bulls. So when it's just beat your bull every night, and in 10 days, somebody walks away with a new buckle.
That's right. There's no point in worrying about what the other guys have drawn or how many they've stayed on. They got secretaries that add the numbers. All you got to do is your own job and stay on your bull.
That's it. They got the number 2 pencil over there.
That's
they got you covered. All right. Now, when you're up, you spend the season's a long season. You're on the road a lot of times. When you haul to different PRCA events, do you haul with different people all the time? You have kind of the same guys you travel with?
I typically have just a couple guys that I've rodeoed with the last several years, which my in-traveling partner that I've gone with for years and years now, he had knee surgery in February, so he was out the whole season until about September, October. He came back, but there was another guy that I traveled with all this year that I traveled with last year, but I usually stick to pretty small group of guys that I go with.
Now, your favorite movie, I think last time we talked, you said your favorite movie is Lonesome Dove.
Right.
I think if that's not somebody's favorite movie, something's wrong with them. Now, what's your favorite, when you watch that, it seems like 20-hour show, what's your favorite scene of Lonesome Dove that sticks with you all the time?
There's so many good ones, but one that I always really like is when Woodrow whoops up on that guy and says, "I hate rude behavior, and man, I won't tolerate it."
That's a great scene.
Right. There's quite a few of them.
That's got to be one of the best. That's a great one, and one of the ones that's not my favorite scene that bugged me when I've watched it for the first time was the water moccasin scene.
Oh yeah.
I didn't cross creeks for 2 years after watching that show.
I guess it didn't scare me enough because I'll still jump in them and jump in lakes and stuff where I've seen water moccasins.
I'm all right now, but back then, I was like, there's no way I'm crossing that.
Right.
I'd ride my horse a mile down the road, go around the creek before I go through that. I was not going to be an Irishman.
No.
Not at all. Well, Jeff, man, appreciate you visiting with me, and let me know about the NFR and what you got planned and how things have been going. And you've got a lot of good things going good for you this year, and you're going to hit the NFR. And we wish you the best of luck, and we'll keep an eye on what's going on, and we'll catch up with you down the road.
All right, thank you.
All right, Jeff Askey, man, I'm ready to see a good show from Jeff. Ready for that. Also ready for this. I teased you guys about some tunage, that we're going to throw a tune in your ear hole, and I think I'm going to do that right now, and come back and talk about some other stuff. We still got some more stuff to talk about. I've still got a couple of odd stories for you guys. A lot of folks like the odd stories, odd news stories. I got that. We still got the cattle news traceability to discuss. Just a little bit of part of the bucking fitness segment. If you're not in the bucking fitness group or on the bucking fitness page, that's kind of a neat deal, and kind of good to be part of that, and kind of like how that's been going, and enjoying that. So we got a little fitness segment, just a brief one right now, just to get your feet wet is what we're going to do. But right now I've got this tune, like I said, Steve Griggs, great artist. This song he wrote, and when I tell you the backstory of this song, it'll make sense to you. Some things that happened over time. He spent some time in prison. I want to say 20 years. It was a long time, because a lot of things happened when we talked about cell phones and communication and all the different things that had changed while he was in prison. And when he came out, he'd been in so long. When he came out, and there was nobody to pick him up. Nobody was there to pick him up from prison. So he just had to take off down the road, and the rest is history.
These blinding lights are shining through the darkness. Well, these blinding lights can't outshine your memory. But now you're gone, and I'm out here on the highway with these blinding lights as far as I can see. Well, we once had a love so sweet and pure, but like they say, all good things must come to an end. Now I'm out here
Oh man, that's a great song. I don't know about you guys, but that's a great tune right there. If that don't get your toe to tapping, check your carburetor or something's missing. You know, I guess that's got to be too old to say now because these cars don't have carburetors no more. I guess I don't know. So I don't know. Well, what do you think about that one? Did you like that one?
Sure.
Okay, I just want to make sure you liked it too. Oh man! All right, cattle. We got to get into this cattle stuff. And deer hunters, come on, guys! Just pulling your chain. Relax. Cattle trace. The cattle tracking. If you want to know what they're doing right now, it's called cattletrace.org. Cattletrace.org. There's a lot of information out there on their site about it, but in August, it was formed back in August as a nonprofit, and they're trying to manage data collection and disease for the part of a disease traceability pilot project that they're working on. Because, like we say, over the years, everybody's been trying to figure out this traceability thing. Because back when the mad cow deal was going on, and they shut down a bunch of trade here and there and everywhere else, and then finally last year or year before last, maybe last year, I can't remember, but China opened some trades back up, and so we're wanting to send beef to China because China's getting most of their beef from Brazil, so we want them to get beef from America. Why not? So their big deal was the traceability issues, and so that's what all the different cattle groups are trying to do, is figure out some type of program that everybody can do, that everybody agrees with, and that's what this cattle trace is all about. And like for me, for my cattle, I use AgX, and AgX is what I use for my traceability because they have a free program called AgX Herd, and it's a herd management software. And then the AgX tags are the same tags like these guys are going to use here, that are RFID chipped tags with numbers on them. Now the AgX tags have barcodes you scan with your phone, so you just kind of like take a picture of it, and it puts the information in the program, and then all you got to do is either on your phone or on your laptop, you type in the information on that cow. Then when you sell that cow, whoever buys that cow, they scan it, and then the information's right there, so they know where that cow's been, what that cow's done. And that's kind of what I do with mine. Like every time we work our cows, we go in there and we put in what was done. You know, did they get dewormer? Did they get any vaccinations? Did any of these cows calve? Did they calf? What did they have? You know, what did they have? When did they have it? And what tag does the calf have? So you can cross-reference. And we put all that stuff in the program. The program's free. There's a lot of different cattle management softwares out there on the market. But as far as free and the best deal that I found, and it's software that I like, and it's also free, and everybody likes free. You know, you buy the tags for $2. $2 a piece. You buy the AgX tag, $2. That's it. Tag your cow, scan it, bam, information's there. And if you've got cows in different pastures, so you got leased pastures, and you got some cows, say in your north pasture, you got cows in the south, south side of town pasture, whatever. You can group those locations up in your app, in the herd management software. So you can put, I got these 20 cows are in the south pasture, these 20 cows in the north pasture, and you can separate that, and that's traceability right there. And I think what everyone's trying to do is get everybody on the same page, everybody doing kind of the same thing, and then all these cattle groups come together, and then you've got the person in charge. So you got to think, once this group come together, who's going to profit? This says it's going to be they're making a non-profit, but you always got to keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on what's going on and see who's going to benefit. Is it benefiting the company more? Is it benefiting the cattlemen more? Who's going to benefit, and is everybody going to do it? That's the thing. Who's going to do it? Because right now you got the beef quality assurance out there, the BQA, BQA.org. You can take that for free. You can get certified for free. We're certified at 7SC Ranch. We're BQA certified in cow-calf production. And you can get certified in that. You can get certified in feedlot. You can get certified in hauling, which there's a couple of restaurant chains and packing houses that in 2020, I think it's 2020, they're only going to use BQA certified haulers because they want to make sure that the best care is done with their beef from birth till the plate. They want to make sure that everything was done the right way, everything's tracked, everything's traced, and everything is the way it should be. And that's what they're looking for. So enough of my rambling on that. If you're looking for cattle prices and want to know what the markets are, always at pepperstewart.com. If you click on livestock reports, there's a lot of sale barns here in Texas that submit us their weekly reports. There's a couple in Oklahoma. There's a couple in Louisiana. We really don't have anybody any further than that. Now, if somebody out there wants to be on the site, they can reach out to us and get the email address to submit their livestock reports. So it's basically just North Texas, or just Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana reports. But you can get on there and get an idea of how the market is doing, and just check on cows. Why not? You got cows you want to know. Everybody wants to know. That's what I do. I look on there. I want to see. It's 2018. Everybody's got a computer in their pocket. Everybody's got a computer in their pocket. So all you got to do is pull it up. Especially if you can pull it up and look at the reports in your pocket phone. Your pocket phone. Pocket computer. All right. Bucking fitness. I mentioned that earlier. Part of fitness is this. A lot of people talk about when you've got to work out, you've got to train yourself, you want to lose weight, you want to get healthy, and that's the main thing. You've got to get it in your mind that you want to get healthy. You've got to do that yourself, because you can talk about getting healthy, you can talk about you want to do this, you want to diet, you want to this, you want to that, but the deal is this. You've got to do it. And it doesn't matter how long you talk about it or how many people talk to you about you need to get fit, you need to do this, you need to do that. You're not going to do it until you decide in your mind to do it. And that's kind of what happened with me. Is over the years, I went from I was probably about 170, 160, 175, somewhere in there, which that was fine. That was fine. But in the last 4 or 5 years, I really wasn't paying attention, and I jumped to like almost 240. And I was looking at some pictures that we had done at the UFC that happened in Dallas, I guess a year or so ago, at the UFC, and I was looking at a picture of myself, and I was like, wow, who is that guy? And what did he eat? And I was like, they've been on me for the last 2 years about getting healthy and dropping some pounds, and I ignored it until I got to the point where I was like, that's it. Enough's enough. Something's got to change. And I joined the gym, started going about 4 days a week. I'd go in there for about an hour, and then I changed what I ate, and I dropped 40 or 36 pounds in about 2 months. And that's the other thing about working out, is the first muscle that you have to exercise is your brain. You've got to train your brain before you can train anything else. If you don't train your brain, you're wasting your time, because you have to change what you eat. You've got to. You got to change what you drink. You got to change what you eat. The best way to do it, that I found for me, may work for you, may not, is I did it gradually. I didn't do the shock treatment like a lot of people do. Like, okay, I've been drinking Dr. Pepper every day, 15, 20 Dr. Peppers a day for the last 20 years, and now I'm going to stop. That's not going to work. You can't function that way. So what you had to do is gradually. That's what I did. I went from drinking, 15, 20 Dr. Peppers a day. I drank to about, 5 or 10, and then over, a couple of months time, I'd go down to a few this and a few, and then just go into water, then just straight water and drinking water. And I tell you, it's hard to do. It's hard to do it. People tell you, hey, go drink 10 glasses of water a day. It's healthy for you. And you can't do it. You're like, what? I cannot do this. But you can kill a 12-pack in an hour. And you're like, well, got more? You got to do that too. You got to curb your drinking. That was my problem. I had to curb the alcohol because that puts on a lot of weight. And so all I'm basically saying is get your mind right, get your mind trained on what you want to do, and focused on your goal that you want to do. When I jumped back into fitness, being in rodeo for so many years, working out and being fit was part of it. Well, when I got out of rodeo, I stopped doing all that, and it caught up to me. And so you just got to get back in the groove, and eating is a big part of it. Watching what you eat, eating different, eating light. There's so much involved in it, but don't go buy some fancy diet plan. Don't waste your money on that, because it's just, you can eat what you normally eat, just eat less, and then change how you eat. And then a Mediterranean diet works good. Look up I think it's Mediterranean diet, where you still eat meat and stuff, but you eat different portions, different size, different types of meat, and that works too. I forced myself to eat salads for lunch for 3 months, 4 months during the week. Now on the weekends, I would eat some fish or some chicken or something like that, but I forced myself to eat salads every single day for like 3 months. It was tough, but that's part of the mental part. You gotta whoop your mind in shape before you whip your body in shape. If you got any other questions about fitness and want to know about that, there's a few different trainers that operate on the Bucking Fitness Facebook group, and Bucking Fitness Facebook page. So you can submit questions to that, and they'll answer them for you. And then if you really like that, buy you a t-shirt or a hoodie or something and wear that to the gym. I've got a couple of those shirts, and I got a new hoodie that I got in. It's pretty neat. Bucking Fitness with the bucking bull and the bucking horse on it, so that's pretty neat. Oh, let's do some stories, and then we'll round out this episode with our PBR talk with Marcus Lee. Oh man, what are you doing? What are you even doing over there? You just banging stuff around, or?
Say what?
yeah, I don't know what you're doing over there. But I'm gonna read these stories because I got a couple of good stories. A couple of good stories. So that's what we're gonna do. Lottery. The lottery was big here not too long ago. We had a lot of lottery stuff going on. Well, this is something that happened to a couple in Louisiana, and I always feel like this is gonna happen to me, but it hasn't yet, because I kind of do the same thing. This Louisiana couple was cleaning their house for Thanksgiving, and found some lottery tickets that were a couple of weeks from being expired. So Harold and Tina of Madville, Louisiana, said they were going through their house, giving it a thorough cleaning because they had relatives coming for Thanksgiving, and they found a pile of unchecked lottery tickets. So they went online, checked the ticket, and discovered that one of them had won $1.8 million in the June 6th Louisiana lottery. So he just kept checking it over and over and over and over. He checked that thing 20, 30 times. And then he's like, I don't think that's... He's over there checking it online. Harold is. And then Tina, she's calling the winning number hotline. She probably called 5-10 times to double check. And the couple was told by the lottery officials that they had claimed their prize just in time, because in 2 weeks that ticket would be no good. So they plan to put some money up for retirement. They don't plan on buying any crazy stuff or going on any big trips. They're just gonna save it for retirement. But they said the funnest part about it was going to the bank with that big check. I wonder if they gave them, like a big rodeo size cardboard check. Because we asked Sage Kinsey about that, about if he'd ever taken one of his big check from the American to the bank when he went to the bank, and watched him try to put it in the machine. But that's my deal. I got every now and then I buy some lottery tickets, and then I throw them I guess it'd be considered an ashtray, in the truck. I don't know. I guess it's considered ashtrays. People still have ashtrays in their vehicles. I don't know. And I buy tickets, and then it'll be like 2 or 3 days before the drawing, and I'll just throw them in there, and then I'll forget, and then later on I'll take them out, and scan them. Oh, look, I got $4. I got $2. That's about all I ever win. And I'm just thinking one day that could be me if I had that luck. But you got to be careful winning the lottery, because it's also the lottery curse. So you got to be careful how you do it. But this was a curse of a different kind. This ATM was cursed down in Houston, Texas. An ATM was taken out of service in Houston after customers reported it was distributing $100 bills instead of 20s. The Harris County Sheriff's Office said the Bank of America ATM was swarmed by the customers on Sunday after a social media post alerting locals that the cash machine on 45 and 1960 had been giving out $100 bills instead of the $20 they requested. So they had a fight. The cops went up there, and they had a fight broke out at the ATM before the cops got there, and they had to settle everything down. And because these customers were exploiting the machine from a glitch. So the ATM remained out of service on Monday while the bank investigated. It was unclear how many $100 bills had been mistakenly distributed and whether the customers who took them had committed a crime. Well, that was the story that came out first, and since we are here in Texas and do watch TV, they got to keep the money. They let them keep the money, because apparently what happened is whoever loaded that ATM machine, they put $100 bills instead of $10 bills. So my thinking is this: I've never seen an ATM that had $100 bills in it. Any ATM I've ever been to, it always gave 20s. I've never seen one spit out a $10 bill or a $100 bill or anything like that. It's always been in increments of 20. So I guess it's something different. I don't know. I do know this. Let's travel across the pond and see what happened in this British town. Rush hour traffic interrupted in a British town when a group of 30 escaped horses went parading through the streets. Witnesses reported the herd of horses running loose Thursday morning and on Reepham Road and Drayton High Road in Helsdon, England. Surprised witnesses captured video, because that's what you do. Everybody has a phone in their pocket with a video camera, so you film stuff. So the witnesses captured the video of the equine running loose on the roads before police and local farmers were able to lead the animals to safety. The Hillside Animal Sanctuary said that it's investigating how the horses managed to get out of their barn. The last member of the staff who checked the barn last night had assured us that it was secure. These horses were all there at 6 o'clock. Well, that's what I'd say too. I wouldn't say, oh, you know what, I forgot to go shut the gate. I'd be like, yeah, no, I locked it and shut it when I left. I don't know how they got out. Well, none of the horses were injured, and it's a massive relief that there weren't any incidents involving the horses or a member of the public. Yeah. That'd be something to see, though, especially over England, because it's a whole different ball game. If you get on the Intro.net, go check out our pictures from our England travels and our Ireland travels. Just went to Ireland in September. Had a good time there. I think I've got pictures of it on Facebook at 7SC Ranch. There may be some at Pepper Stewart. I'm not for sure where they went, but that was a good time over there in Ireland. I really enjoyed Ireland, even though I've been to England a few more times, and that's where my descendants. Is that how you say descendants? My lineage. I've been doing a lot of studying up on stuff and found out that only a couple of generations ago they came over from England. There's a lot of stuff going on there. So some in Scotland. So it's pretty neat to look that stuff up and see how everything goes back. But even though we've been to England a few times, I really enjoyed Ireland really well. I'm possibly contemplating putting together one of those videos or audios of things you see on YouTube all the time, where somebody will have a video, an American's view from Americans' thoughts of Ireland, or Ireland's thoughts of visiting America, and all that stuff. And I've watched a couple of those before we went, just to kind of get an idea of what to expect. So that was pretty good. All right, what we're going to do, PBR bull riding. The PBR has moved the Global Cup to Dallas, to AT&T Stadium. The Iron Cowboy that's been there for the last, 5 years? I guess they were 5-year deals. Is no longer there. The Iron Cowboy is going to Los Angeles. It's going to Los Angeles. Going to California with the Iron Cowboy. So what they're going to do is take the biggest PBR bull riding event in the world and put it in what is known as the best stadium in the world. And that's AT&T Cowboy Stadium here in Texas. Right down the road will be the Global Cup for the PBR in March on the 2nd and 3rd. What are you coughing for? You know you got a button you can push. And if you want to go to the Global Cup, right here in my hand are tickets for Saturday and Sunday. We're going to be doing some giveaways in December for that. So stay tuned to the social media for the Pepper Stewart. We're going to be doing Global Cup tickets and the American tickets also coming up in December. So keep your eyes peeled for that. So what we did is went to get some fan perspective of the PBR, and none other than PBR fan Mr. Marcus Lee. He's been a bull riding fan for many, many years, so I thought he'd be the perfect guy to get his perspective on what's been going on with PBR, what he thinks about it. He was in Vegas. Also, just to kind of check the temperature of the PBR fans, and then he's also going to fill you in on an incident. There was an incident that happened with one of the PBR Monster Girls. There was an accident happened at one of the at a truck. I think it was a truck race, something like that. So there's something going on for that. He's going to tell you about. And if you don't remember Ryan Weaver, the PBR artist, Marcus Lee happened to what is that? Pop up on stage with Mr. Ryan Weaver at one of the events, and that was a pretty cool moment. And I don't know if Marcus stage dived or not, but we did ask Marcus about that and about what he thought about PBR.
You there, Marcus?
I'm here.
You're there. All right, so let's dive into professional bull riding PBR and see what's going on. So, how long have you been a fan of the PBR?
I've been a fan since it started, and I used to watch Mesquite Road Championship Rodeo on TNN. Then I lost track of PBR, and I found it again in about 2010, and I've followed it ever since.
You're going, talking about TNN, you're going way back. Way back. Oh.
With Donnie Gay as a commentator.
You might have seen me take a hooking back then.
Probably if you were one of the bullfighters.
There's a good chance. I did some time back in the 90s. Fuck, I'm in prison. I'm not. Now, as far as bull riding, are you just a bull riding fan? You just watch bull riding, or do you watch other rodeo events?
I watch rodeo events and bullet riding, but I'm mostly a bullet riding fan. I don't attend many rodeos.
Now, as far as the PBR and the bull riding goes, PBR, about how many events do you attend in a year?
I try to get to 2 or 3 a year.
Well, that's plenty, because they've got you covered on TV.
Or on a Ride Pass too.
The Ride Pass has done wonders for rodeo, because there's so much stuff you can watch and so much time you can spend just watching rodeo.
And
now, who's
with the WCRA, that will hopefully even launch bigger with the Ride Pass now.
I think so. I think the way everything's coming together now, and everybody's working together, I think it's going to come and kind of put rodeo out there
back
in the
on the
forefront.
map. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to the PBR and watching the bull run in PBR, who's your favorite? Everybody's got a favorite rider. Who's your favorite rider?
Oh boy, either Chase Outlaw or Gage Gay.
All right. Man, Chase, I tell you what, Chase at the finals this year, he put on a show.
He put on a riding lesson, and I was shocked he made it after his injury. And I know he hates hearing about it, but that was something remarkable.
Now, before we get into the finals, I want to ask you about something else. There's a guy that the PBR announced they were doing their own record label. We put this guy on the show, Ryan Weaver.
Yep.
You were on stage with Ryan Weaver. What was that like?
Yep. That was very interesting. The story that got me on stage with Ryan is when I saw him at finals, I think the Saturday show that he did, he had on custom pants that he had cut up and had bandanas sewn in. So I bought a pair of grunt style jeans and had a friend cut those up and sew bandanas in there with his permission, and that's what led to me getting on stage with them.
That's gotta be a great moment because he doesn't pull just anybody up on stage.
No, it was a very great moment and one that I cherish and I'll cherish for the rest of my life.
Now, as far as PBR in 2019, with all the changes coming and more events and more widespread and more notoriety, are you looking to hit more events? You keep a couple of events, or what do you think?
I want to go to Springfield and Sioux Falls. I would like to hit up the Global Cup since it's coming back home.
Yeah.
And finals. So I have to work a whole bunch of overtime.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's not cheap flying places or driving.
Yeah. Now, something popped up here recently, and a lot of folks that watch PBR, they realize, the sponsorship behind it. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of folks involved. And here recently, I've seen that one of the Monster Energy girls had an accident.
Yes, Magda had a rather traumatic accident, and she is doing a lot better. I've been following her Instagram, and I think yesterday she finally posted that she's got her first wheelchair ride to look out the window at the hospital. Today she posted a picture of her and her family together in the hospital room. So she's doing good that way, but shortly after the accident, the Monster Energy girls also put together a GoFundMe account, and that's only pulled in, last time I checked, which was recently $27,000 and I think $510, and that's a far cry from what Chase Outlaw was able to pull on his GoFundMe. And I'm hoping that other people go donate, because she may not be an integral part of the whole event or to the PBR, but she is a PBR family member. And
she's a staple in the PBR. She's a staple there because the Monster Energy Girls are, part of the tour. They're part of the PBR. They're within the family of the PBR.
And I went to go to Sioux Falls the first round. The Monster Girls weren't there for whatever reason, and they had to substitute the Cooper Tire Girls, and it was a different experience seeing the Cooper Tire Girls up there with their round winner instead of Magda and Holly, the regular people. So
well, it's out there. I know one of the main PBR, other than PBR itself, one of the best places on the internet, on social media, on Facebook, is to go to the group Positively PBR. Now, do they?
Yes.
Now, do they have her GoFundMe in that group?
I've posted it there a few times. The direct link to it is GoFundMe.com/We Love Our Magda. I don't know if they have a direct link to the site, but I could run it by the admins when I get in.
Okay. Yeah, we'll probably run that by there, and those of you that want to help out and take a look at that, everybody's on social media, everybody's on Facebook. Positively PBR. That's your best fan group for PBR. There's a lot of content, a lot of stuff in there. So that's if you're a fan of PBR, that's the place to go to look at stuff. Positively PBR, because not only do you have fans of PBR, you've got a lot of people inside and outside of PBR that are in there. Yeah, you've got riders in there. You've got people behind the scenes in there. So you've got a lot of folks in that group, Involve PBR, that will keep you up to date.
You won't find anywhere else.
No. Not at all. Well, I'll tell you what, Marcus, I don't want to take any more of your time up, and appreciate you visiting with me and filling the listeners in on PBR, your experiences, and what's coming up. And with that, I appreciate the time, and we'll see you down the PBR road.
That's right. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Enjoyed the show. We had a lot of stuff in there. Since we're throwing it back to the old days of the this is back in the old days. Just throwing some ear hole stuff at you, podcasting things for the time being. We'll see what happens from there, but appreciate you guys just listening in and see what's going on. And if you got suggestions or you got something you want to know about or hear about, or you got to, we opened up an advice column too on the show. So we got some people that's been submitting advice. I guess Anlander's advice columns, asking questions about different things. So we're looking into adding that to the show too, maybe. So I don't know. We're just firing it up, seeing where it's going. Again, back off the screen. We're gonna take some. What we've done is took some time off TV for a while. Gonna sit back, relax, work on a few other projects that we're doing, and just burn your ear holes for a while. Other than that, stay tuned to the social media sites, The Pepper Stewart on Facebook and at Pepper Stewart on the Twitterverse. We'll be doing the giveaways for the American tickets and the Global Cup tickets in December, so stay tuned for that. And other than that, we got to get out of here. I think I've talked too much. I've got some folks probably gonna be coming in and hanging out with me, so I'm not having to ramble so much on my own, which that'll be fun. So hopefully we didn't run you off or run you down.
This party is officially over.